Hello everyone, welcome to Global Online. In today's lecture, we are going to see UGC NET Paper 2 Commerce 2022 batch, and this is the fourth lecture on unit number 2, that is Accounting and Auditing unit. In today's lecture, we are going to see Cost and the Management Accounting, in which we are going to see the different costs which are there in this unit. Before we start with the lecture, I want to tell you that we the Global Online providing the course for the paper 1, in which we are providing you the daily life lecture, notes on all the topic, last 10-year question papers with the detailed explanation, test series covering 2500 MCQ with the detailed explanation. To get this, download our app Global Online or WhatsApp on this number. Okay, and the fees for this is 3500 rupees only. Students, we are also providing course for the UGC NET Commerce Paper 2, for which you have to download our app, that is Global Online, from your Play Store. Once you download the app, you have to register your number and go in the store and search for the UGC NET Commerce Paper 2. In this course, you are getting the complete video lectures on all the unit, notes on all the unit, test series, plus the previous year question papers with the detailed explanation and target based preparation. And if you are taking this course, the paper 1 you will get the free of cost. No need to buy the paper 1 separately. Okay, and the cost of this course is 7,000 rupees only. The first concept which we are going to study today is cost accountancy. Now, what is cost accountancy? Cost accountancy is defined as a application of costing and a cost accounting principle, method and technique to the science, art and practice of cost control and ascertainment of profitability. So here the cost accountancy is what is a application of costing, accounting principle, method and a technique to what? To science, art and a practice of the cost control. It includes the presentation of information derived therefrom the purpose of the managerial decision making. Thus, the cost accountancy is a science, art and a practice of the cost accountant. The purpose of this is a managerial decision making, and we consider the cost accountancy as a science, art and a practice of the cost accountant. So, this is the meaning of the cost accountancy. The another important concept here is management accounting. Now the management accounting is a presentation of accounting information in order to formulate the policy to adopt by the management and assist its day-to-day activities. Okay. So here the management accounting is the presentation of what? About the accounting information. Now why we are doing the presentation of accounting information? In order to formulate a policy which the management can adopt to assist the day-to-day activities in the business. Okay, the scope of management accounting is a broader than the scope of cost accountancy. Here you have to remember this sentence. Okay, now look here, what are the different elements of the cost? The cost can be mainly divided into the material, labor and other expenses. When we see the element of the cost, we see the materials, labors and the expenses. Now this material is again divided into direct material and indirect material. Labor is again divided into direct labor and indirect labor, and the expenses again divided into the direct expenses and indirect expenses. The direct material, direct labor and the direct expenses, when we add 3 together, we get the prime cost. Okay. And when we add indirect material, indirect labor and indirect expenses, we get the overhead. Okay. Please study this diagram. Please remember what different things are coming under the element of the cost and how they are again getting divided. Then is cost unit. Cost unit is a device for the purpose of breaking up or separating the cost into the smaller subdivision attributable to the product or the services. It is a unit of a quantity of the product, service of a time, or a combination of those in relation to which the cost may be ascertained or expressed. The simple meaning is that the entire cost what the business is having is divided into the separate unit. We are dividing the total cost into the smaller subdivision. Okay, that is called a cost unit. The example of a cost unit are industry product and the cost unit, the automobile, the number of vehicle. How we are dividing the automobile, then is a number of the vehicle. Then is a cable, meter or a kilometers, cement in ton, chemical or a fertilizer, maybe in the liter, kilogram and the ton. Okay. Then is the cost control. Now here we have to understand the meaning of the cost control. Cost control is also known as the cost management and cost containment. Please remember the another name for the cost control, that is a cost management and cost containment. It is a both set of a cost accounting method and a management technique with the common goal of improving the business cost efficiency by reducing the cost or at least restricting the rate of the growth. The common aim, the common goal of the cost control, why we are doing the cost control, why we are managing the cost, because to improve the cost efficiency, because to reduce the cost, whatever cost we are getting from the business, we want to reduce that, because no one want to spend a high amount in the business, right? They want to control the cost, and because of that we are using the cost management technique where we are trying to control the cost, we are trying to restrict the rate of the growth of the cost. Okay, the business use the cost control method to monitor, evaluate and ultimately enhance the efficiency of the specific area, such as a department, divisions or a product line within their operation. Then is the cost reduction. Cost reduction may be defined as a real and a permanent reduction in the unit cost of good manufacture or a service render without impairing their suitability for the use intended. Here we are trying to reduce the cost, whatever we are spending, we are trying to control that, we are trying to reduce that. It may be a real or a permanent reduction in the unit of a cost of a good manufacture and a service render. There is the production or a manufacturing cost. Now you know the what is meaning of the production. Here the production is the process where we are trying to convert the raw material into the final product. Okay, we are trying to convert the raw material. Okay, we are making the product, final product. Okay, that this process is called a production. Production cost is the cost of all the item involved in the production of the product and the services. This refers to the cost of operating manufacturer division of the undertaking and involve all the cost incurred by the factory from the receipt of the raw material and supply of the labor and the services until the production is completed and the finished product is packed with the primary packing. Here we are considering all the cost whatever we are getting in the production process, from the raw material whatever we purchase till the final product packed in the primary packaging. Okay, whatever cost involved there, we are considering all this cost. The example of this cost will be a direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, factory overhead are considered as a production or a manufacturing cost. There is the administration cost. Administration within the management administration of the management. So here the administration cost are the expenses incurred for a general management of the organization. To manage the organization, there will be a administration cost. Now what are this administration cost? What we can include here that we will see. These are the nature of a indirect cost and also the term as a administration overhead. The example of a administration cost are salaries of a office staff, accountant, director, rent, depreciation of a office building, postage, stationery and telephone, office supplies and the expenses. Whatever expenses we are incurring in the administration cost means the whatever salary we are giving, the rent, the television cost, uh, electricity bill, all these things will be included in the administration cost. The next one is selling and distribution cost. Now our product is ready, right? Now we have to sell the product. To sell the product, again there will be a cost which we have to incur. We have to appoint a salesman, or we have to arrange the transport to sell that final product. Okay. From the manufacturing unit, we have to take that product to the final market, for which again the transport expenses will be there. So all these things will be included under the selling and the distribution cost. Here the selling costs are a indirect costs related to the selling of the product, are a services, and include all the indirect costs in the sale management for the organization. Distribution costs are incurred to make the saleable good available in the hand of the customer. Okay. Now we want our product to be sold, to be distributed to the final customer. Okay. And this cost is called a distribution cost. The example of a selling and a distribution cost are the salary and a commission of the salesman and the sales manager, expenses of the advertisement. To sell our product, we will do the advertisement, right? Again, to do the advertisement, there will be some expenses. So these expenses we are including in the selling and the distribution cost. There is a maintenance of the delivery van. It will be also included in the selling and the distribution cost. Then is the fixed cost. Fixed cost is the cost which does not vary with the change in the value of a activity in the short run. These costs are not affected by a temporary fluctuation in the activity of the enterprise. These are also known as period cost. For example, rent, depreciation. When we are talking about a fixed cost, the word only say it is a fixed. It will not get fluctuated. It will not get changed with the small changes or with the temporary fluctuation in the activity of the enterprise or the activity of the business. Okay, it is a fixed in nature. Opposite to that, there is a variable cost which will get the vary, which will change. The variable cost is the cost of the element which tend to directly vary with the value of activity. Variable cost has a two part, that is a variable direct cost and variable indirect cost. Okay, here you have to remember this, that variable cost is again divided into two part, that is a variable direct cost and a variable indirect cost. The variable indirect cost are termed as the variable overhead. For example, direct labor or a outward freight. There is a semi-variable cost. Semi-variable cost contain both fixed and a variable element. They are partly affected by the fluctuation in the level of the activity. These are partly fixed and partly the variable cost and vice versa. For example, factory supervision, maintenance. So here the semi-variable cost, when we are talking about a semi-variable cost, we are talking about the fixed and a variable element both together. It is partly affected by the fluctuation in the level of the activity. Okay, And the semi-variable cost is a partly a fixed and a partly variable cost. So this we have to remember here. Then is opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is a value of alternative foregone by the adopting a particular strategy or employing the resources in the specific manner. It is a return accepted from the investment other than the present one. For example, if the fixed deposits in the bank are proposed to be a withdrawal from a financing project, the opportunity cost will be the loss of interest on the deposit. Means if we have invested in the fixed deposit, okay, now on that fixed deposit there might be some amount of the interest which we will get after some year, right? But now I want to withdraw that for some financial project, okay? Now I have to invest that amount in some project, and for this I am withdrawing that amount from the bank. Now here I am losing the interest amount which I might get after some years, right? So here I am losing the opportunity cost. Then is a sunk cost. Sunk costs are a historical cost which are incurred, that is sunk in the past and are not relevant to the particular decision making problem being considered. While considering the replacement of the plant, the depreciation book value of the old asset is irrelevant as the amount is a sunk cost. Sunk cost is a historical cost, the past cost which is incurred in the past. Okay, and this sunk cost is not relevant while making a particular decision in the business. But while considering the replacement of the plant or the depreciation of the book value of the old asset which we have purchased in the past, it is irrelevant as the amount is the sunk cost. Okay, then remember that the sunk cost means the historical cost, the past cost. There is a process costing. When the production process is such that goods are purchased from the sequence of continuous or a repetitive operation or a process, the cost incurred during the period is considered as the process cost. Okay. Now here the process costing is employed in the industries where the continuous process of manufacturing is carried out, where we are continuously doing the or manufacturing the product. Okay, our process are continuously going on. For example of this process costing is a chemical industry, maybe a gas or electricity generating concern, maybe a quoted as an example of undertaking that employed process costing. Process costing in a simple word is the process, whatever cost we are incurring during the process of manufacturing the final product, that is called the process costing. So students, we have seen the different costs, the cost accountancy, management accountancy, the element of the cost. Okay. For tomorrow's lecture, we are going to see the ratios which are there in this unit. So don't miss tomorrow's lecture. Okay. Till then, keep watching, keep learning.